Hello, what is going on, everyone? Phoenix61 here. We are doing ranked, so this is the tier 6 one-on-one cruiser battle is, I think this just ended as this video, you know, like probably yesterday or something, when this, yesterday or day before maybe, when I'm getting this video posted, right? So, you know, and I'm gonna be honest here, it feels a little cheaty playing with the Bortas, right? So, just because the armor scheme on this ship is it's so deflective of people trying to shoot AP at you, and then, you know, and some people make the right call and are, you know, trying to HE spam you and stuff like that, but it just, and then, you know, I'm not the best player, but I feel like I know what I'm doing, and I think in these one-on-one situations we make a lot of good calls, and then also I think we get away with, you know, making a couple bad calls here and there too, right? So first up is this Maya, right? And these games go by pretty quick. I actually did record like my whole way from rank 12, whatever you start at, all the way up to you know, rank 1 for ranked. And I'm normally not you can see everything he's shooting at us is ricocheting right now, right? And then secondaries on this thing have really awesome range as well. So it is kind of nice. You get these little, like, occasionally trigger a fire or get some incapacitations or something like that, right? So we know he's got sonar going because that's what he's using to spot us right now. So I'm gonna doubt he's gonna hit our torpedoes unless he makes a you know, silly mistake here. But we'll send a second rack to see. It looks like he's coming, right? Like, could probably maybe get away with that. But for the most part, we're and yeah, I get a little stuck here. Most of the time, we're able to finish people off with our guns. Occasionally, we get some decent torpedo strikes on folks. And then I do run into some challenges because occasionally somebody else has the Bortas, or there's just somebody who's just a flat out better player than I am, right? And I really badly wanted to show like my last few games because I had a really good win streak there as well. But the person who at like my very last game, I hadn't gotten like fan mail, you know, hate mail, right? It's like an angry person messaging me. I hadn't had that in so long. And then just my last game to get to rank 1 is like, he was making similar moves than I was doing. He was doing good, like, and he just starts messaging me. I'm like, dude, you're messaging me while the game is going, and these are like 2 and 3 minute games sometimes. Like, you might have been able to beat me, right? Like, so I didn't put that one in there because it's like, it's just kind of obnoxious. Apparently, I've been reported for something. I don't know. It's just all he wrote to me at the end. But my advice: don't write people back when they're upset with you. It never goes well. So here comes Maya. We're gonna try our torpedoes again here, and you know, he's playing smart. We're doing, you know, this little kind of cat and mouse game here, right? But he gives up enough angle for us to hit him pretty hard in the Citadel, and then torpedoes finish him off there, right? So first game in the books. I don't know if this was my longest streak, but honestly, so there's rank 12. Honestly, with ranked, I don't play ranked a lot, right? Like, unless I'm, you know, like, this ship I do really well with, and it's one-on-one cruiser. You know, like, it was like, I'm like, this is kind of my style, right? Like, I can handle this, right? But like, I think if you find yourself getting frustrated playing ranked, don't play ranked. Like, it's the rewards just aren't worth it, right? It's that, and to me, like, I don't get, like, it's not, you know, there's no bragging rights in it. Like, I don't care, right? I just don't care. But here was like a situation where I was like, all right, it's tier 6s. I've got this Bortas. I really enjoyed playing it standard. I did really well. I kind of figured out, you know, how to play specifically with this ship. And so we end up doing really, really well in ranked, right? So like, otherwise I wouldn't be playing, right? If I didn't have a ship that I was super, super comfortable with, especially one-on-one, right? Like, cause you can't even blame your teammates for losing anymore, right? Like, it's just bad. But I like, yeah, Amano, like, I think this is, and man, is he broadside. But he's trying to send torpedoes, right? It's a torpedo cruiser. We do get ricochets on him, though. But, like, I think that's kind of a bad decision for, right? You know, you'll see some of these where it's just like, I don't know why you would pick that ship, right? Like, you've got torpedoes, but it you know, it's tier 6 1-on-1. They put you close together, right? Like, and this is kind of a close range fighting ship, right? So, like, this, you know, it's the tool for the job, in my opinion. And yes, it is, you had to have either bought it or got lucky with crates. I bought a few crates during the Star Trek collaboration and happened to get this. I don't think I would have outright paid the doubloons they were asking for. It was like 14,000 or 7, you know, so, something ridiculous. I don't think I would have picked that, right? Like, but yeah, crush him with 2 Citadel hits there. He's probably, I don't know if he's got, forget if the Amano has torpedoes on both sides. I think it does, so he may have been trying to turn to get torpedoes off on this side as well. But we've got sonar, right? We've got sonar going, and, you know, we might be able to take 1 or 2 of these, right? But we might have him dead before they even get here. So, like, it's just like, torpedoes, bullets are faster than torpedoes, right? So, there is kill number 2, or win number 2. That puts us up to the next rank. So yeah, like I was having a lot of fun playing ranked here, and as you can see, like I didn't even make any cuts in the video here. I just went right to. You can see I'm not cheating. I'm not lying. I do think I get a draw somewhere at some point because we end up running into each other, and then the last match is pretty intense because I go up against another Bortas. And I thought for sure I had him, but we just gave up a little too much angle, and he was able to finish us off with guns. But, yeah. So, what is this? Game number 3? Let's do this. It was just like, this reminded me of my my Tulin video when it was like Brawl for Tulin. It was like, although with the Tulin, it was like that ship was like just terrible, and I was like, this is something that it could be good at, right? But that was Brawl, right? That was different because that's modified, you know, like modified stats or whatever, you know, like it was crazy things like faster reload and really fast speed, like increased speed for your ship and stuff like that. But that was a lot of fun as well. So I kind of only dive into like the Brawl and ranked game types when I'm like, all right, that sounds fun. I got a ship that I want to play, you know, like that kind of stuff, right? So yeah, we get a Boise, and I sent torpedoes right as the torpedo tubes get destroyed. And yeah, we're getting secondary hits here too. And then yeah, he's giving up just the right amount of angle for us right now, right? So, and then with the torpedoes on the way, he's gonna have to, yeah, he's gonna turn in for those, but. So almost like, sometimes I'm like, man, I shouldn't have even bothered with the torpedoes. And then like, you know, here too, if I would have just been patient with them, like I probably could have, you know, saved them and got it from that side. But we're going to get him with the single fire here. like almost, oh no, he does run into me. Oh, I think this might have been the draw that I was talking about. So if you get a draw in ranked, it does set you back a star. Yeah, so it took, it took us back to 11. Wah, wah. All right, regroup here. And I'll go through, yeah, so we get Commander Gowron too from those crates too. So I bought like the bundle of crates for Star Trek and just kind of happened to get the things I was kind of somewhat interested in, right? So there was like another, like there was a battleship, right? And I was like, I kind of don't want that one. And we didn't get it, so that worked out, right? Whereas versus Blue Archive, I did the same thing with Blue Archive. I was like, let's buy the crates. Let's buy some crates, because last time I got everything I wanted, and then this time I kind of, like, didn't really. We did get the Blue Archive Turpits, which is kind of fun, but that one, it's like the same thing. Like, that one's not that much. Like, this one, I think, is vastly different. Like, right, it's got better armor than anything that, you know, like, I don't want to make a blanket statement, right? But it's got really great armor for the tier, right? It's still a cruiser. You can't go crazy broadside, as you'll see. Like, we do take some bad hits here occasionally, right? But really great armor, really great guns, and you get the torpedoes, and you get the sonar and the heal, right? And so, yeah. Secondaries are kind of meh, but, like, they're there, and they got range, so, like, that's kind of nice. And then some of the the perks that go along with the commander are, you know, the long range secondaries give you some benefits because of the commander perks, right? So I'll show those off at the end of the video, and also go into like the rewards, like what you can earn at the end too, and I'll show you that I actually did make it to rank 1, guys. Okay. For like, I don't know if I've ever made it to rank 1 before. Like, it's so rare that I play ranked, and sometimes like you get up into those like higher tiers and you need like the 3 stars to get to the next level, and it's like every time I win 2 I lose 1, and I'm just like, the progress just feels so slow. Whereas here I was winning game after game after game, and then occasionally having a loss, right? So, and you know, if you think about it, like, there's all those other folks that are like, somebody's losing the games, right? Like, because so that's where I was like, if you feel like you're getting frustrated, or if you feel like it's taking just too long to like progress through, I would just go play standard, because honestly, there's rewards there too. Like, there's nothing special about the reward. It's not worth hours and hours of grinding for like the one universal commendation that you get at the end, right? Go play a few tier 8 matches for your premium supplies missions with a premium ship and get your universal commendation for the week, right? Like, that's those are my thoughts and feelings, right? So here's somebody who seems to be playing a little bit more conservative, right? Kind of might know what he's up against. Zara's, I mean, that's a good ship, right? But I don't think you get sonar, and I think sonar is crazy valuable for this situation, right? Like I said, like, right tool for the job, right? Like, because we can pick people up, you know, I mean, sonar doesn't really work this way in real life, but right, you can pick people up through islands and stuff too, as well as, like, you know, torpedoes and things. So it's super, super valuable. Yeah, see, there's torpedoes. But yeah. So we kind of know the direction that, like, he's going or headed. And so I was, like, kind of thinking maybe he was swinging back around, but I think he ends up being, like, he moved out, right? Because he's not contesting the zone anymore. We're actually capturing this zone. Yeah, and then he's out there. But, like, nice and broadside, right? So we get big hits on him. And then, yeah, secondaries are hitting him from this range. I think it's like 6 or 7 kilometer range for like base range for the secondaries. Like, I didn't buff into these at all, right? So when I got this ship, I was like, I think it looks like you should do a secondary build, but it's like the amount of guns is just not there, right? And their accuracy is pretty sad, in my opinion. So I had done a secondary build with it, and just did not like it. And I'm like, you know what? Like, there's more regular guns. Like, it's like, why am I buffing the gun types where there's less of them, right? So he does have torpedoes too, but we actually get ours. And it's like, some of these were pretty close games, right? Like, but we sent ours before, right? For once, not being patient there helped me out, right? So, yeah. I mean, and it's pretty rare to, like, there's no point in going and looking at the team results for all these games, because it's just like, if you won, you won, right? If you lost, you lost, right? It's just you and me each time. All right, let's see what we're up against. Yeah, we're up to rank 10 now. So as you progress, I think you need like 2 stars for these few. And then, yeah, like I said, like, I was like, I recorded all the way up to rank 1, because, I mean, it just felt like I was flying through. Like, I think maybe only, like, outside of this video is maybe just, like, 1 more hour of gameplay, if that, that I had. And that, you know, that's without, you know, me making cuts, right? Like, I'm making you watch the whole matchmaking process for once, right? But eventually we start getting the hang of, like, where people are spawning and stuff like that. So that does kind of help too. Gives you a little bit of an edge, I would say. But yeah, so like most people spawn exactly. I think it's the same every time. I don't know. But yeah, I think there's the next round of ranked is going to be the same thing, 1 versus 1 tier 6, except I think it's going to be destroyers. And I don't know. I mean, let me know in the comments, guys, like, if you think there's a destroyer that's gonna dominate, like, because this just, like, there was occasions where just, like, I felt dirty, like, You know, like it felt, I was like, oh, this is too easy. Like, I get it. I get it. But yeah, I don't know if I have a destroyer that I'm comfortable with, that I do really well with. Because you'd probably want like a gunboat, right? Like, I just don't know. So, yeah, so I probably won't. I don't know if I'll do the destroyer ones, right? So we got sonar going. I kind of figured he's going to send torpedoes, right? And then this is like the classic mistake that you see a lot of people do, right? They want to get their torpedoes off so they go broadside, right? So when we're able to finish him with guns before his torpedoes are able to finish us off too, right? And so, you know, you get the nice British heel for when you do take a hit, right? And then, you know, you just damage con it, and then you go to town with guns, right? Like, so unless they hit you with everything, you're pretty good usually. So, and yeah, I mean, that one was still close, right? But like, that's how you win, right? So, yeah, those ones where like I started trying to mix it up a little bit instead of just always going like balls to the wall, like directly in and at that person, because of that, like how risky that was, right? I was like, all right, I need to like figure out how to be better, right, make it not so close, right? But yeah, so good times. And yeah, the other thing too, I was like, well, I'm gonna sit here and like just do, if I post every single, like my matches like all the way through, it's like, what the hell am I gonna talk about? I shot him again and he died, and then we won that game, right? So I didn't want to post everything anyway. But yeah, I was super frustrated with like the last individual that I got. Was just like, I could tell I was like, I could totally understand someone being frustrated with this, because every time you lose a star and it sets you back. And so, you know, if you're an average player, you'd be winning half the time and make no progress, right? So it's like, I'm like, if I don't have a good ship that I am really good at playing, I'm not doing this, right? Like, because that's way too many matches for not, like, the rewards are not worth it, right? The rewards are not worth the frustration. So yeah, it just dumped, you know, we know he's off in that direction, especially because we can see the plane over there, right? And then, yeah, I was tricked. I was fooled. Here he comes. Yeah, so a lot of you know, I'm not like crazy familiar with like, you know, when I can and can't overmatch and stuff like that, right? So you'll see me a lot of times taking the safe route, and I'm just shooting them in the face, right? I'm shooting them in superstructure through the guns, or at their guns, right? Trying to like get a knock on their guns or whatever. But yeah, and you know, he's playing real smart. He knows we got torpedoes, so he's being cautious. So yeah, I think this might have been when I started trying to play a little bit more conservative, right, and just like, you know, not go head to head every single time, right? But this, like, the sonar is just so huge, like how early we're picking up his torpedoes here. So I feel like, you know, with this scenario, it's like not having sonar was just not a good choice. Like, don't pick a ship that doesn't have sonar, because like half the time, by the time your sonar runs out, somebody's dead, right? Like, it's just, yeah. So I didn't want to, you know, it was tempting to take this left turn here and go back towards him, but that would have probably put us broadside to him as we got spotted, as we would spot each other, right? So I made a smart move there. And then, but he pressed, you know, he went forward, right? So he gets a nice sneaky shot on us there. Doesn't really do any damage, but gets a nice sneaky shot on us there. And so I'm like, kind of like, let's dump some torpedoes, see if he keeps moving that direction, right? Like, see if he comes flying around the corner. And with these two, it's just, you know, the capping the zones is kind of, I don't know if I want to say like pointless, but right, like, because I'm glad it's there because it prevents someone from just running and sitting into a corner or something, right? Like you can go and get the zones, and that kind of forces them to come and challenge you, right? Or if you're like somebody's like AFK, like, you know, but I mean, I would imagine you wouldn't do that. I didn't see anybody do that. This is not a good idea. But yeah, now we don't have our safety net that is the sonar. But we are broadside to each other here, so we're turning in towards him as fast as we can. Not even going to bother trying to get those rear guns, right? That's too risky. Get ourselves turned. Yeah, especially since he's got torpedoes too. Oh, I just like talking way too much today for work, so my voice is shot. My apologies. So yeah, we're within that like 2 kilometer like guaranteed detectability range, right? So that's why we're spotting each other even though he's on the other side of the island. But yeah, so you see here we turned out to make sure we weren't going to be broadside. So we have a few games like this where kind of we go up against some people that, you know, they know what they're doing. They're playing smart. And so it just, you know, the game took a little longer. You gotta wear them down occasionally, right? Wait for somebody else to get frustrated first. Wait for them to make the mistake, right? Don't be too risky. Cause that one loss is what does it, right? Like it just sets you back, and it's so frustrating. All right, we got a good angle here. He might have torpedoes, right? So we gotta just keep that in mind.
Fire! Fire! Fire!
I think in this scenario, what I just described was like, don't do that. Right? Like, don't be too risky. And then we're the ones that are like risky, right? But so I damage con the fire so we can get our torpedo tubes back here, because that was kind of my plan there. We take the shot at him there. And then I think we finish him with one of these torpedoes. Yeah, so he's going to be done there. Oh, look, we got first blood. Who would have thought? There we go, up to rank 9. Next. Northern Waters again. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, 12 to, 8 now in, 20 minutes. Let's see what we're up against. Fiji. Fiji is going to struggle with us, right? So he doesn't have HE shells. He's got torpedoes, right? So that'll be probably the biggest thing we'll have to worry about. And then just not being, they've got very similar ship to this, right? Like he's got good AP shells for shooting cruisers, right? So if you give up too much broadside, you're gonna pay for it, right? So, and same is gonna go for him. Where are you? There he is. I was kind of surprised, like there was a few matches where, I don't know if there were any of these ones that I, saved or am highlighting here, but where like it's like the people just don't have like their detectability is like really bad, right? So like I'm spotting them like way before they get within our detectability range. So yeah, sonar is gonna pick him up, right? And then there's the smart people that are like, because I'm pretty sure Fiji's got sonar too, right? But like we just got this just epic. He might think he's safe in the smoke, right? But like you're detected. It says it, right? It's but yeah, smoke screen's kind of a bad idea in 1v1. unless you got smoke and sonar, and they don't have sonar, right? Like if you've got the right moment and combination, but otherwise it was kind of bad. So that's why I was saying, like, this is just like the perfect ship for this. It has everything you need and nothing you don't. So there's no distractions, right? And then yeah, he had sent torpedoes already, and then it's just kind of chilling here broadside to us, right? So take full advantage of that. Finish him off with this last salvo. He damage cons both our turrets, so we will, or he damages both our turrets, so we will use our damage cons to fix them so that we can shoot and finish him. Another win in the books. Alright, I think we might be getting close to either this next game or the game after, I think is when we go up against another Bortas. And we get taken to school. Actually, it's really close, and I actually thought I had him. Yeah, and then I think later too, when I get up a little bit higher in the ranks, I think I run into another one where we draw. Like we either torpedoed at the exact same time, or I thought there was one where I ran into we ran into each other, right? Which is dumb to do because then you both get you both get a draw, and you both lose a star, right? Like,
May the foes tremble!
oh yeah, it's not this one. Okay, I don't think. So people spawn just like they don't spawn opposite of the circle; they spawn like to the left, right, of where I am, like the other side of this island. When you get this map, or at least this time around, at least that's what was happening to me. Whether that's like a guarantee or not, I have no idea. Yeah, so these over there. Oh yeah, this might be it. Yeah, here's another Bortas, right? So if you just the right amount of angle, right, and you're gonna pay for it, right? So and he's giving it up to us right now. So we'll go press forward to try and get, and we get, we can take the torpit, but then, and I'm like, I got him, because I got those like he's gonna slam into that wall, and those torpedoes are gonna hit him, but we just weren't angled enough, and he was able to get penetrations on us and finish us off, so that took us down. So yeah, I had some very similar streaks like that, and eventually made it to rank 1, right? So we'll show it off here. This is the reward trees, and like I said, like if you're at all struggling with ranked, don't do it. Like it's like rare credit boosters and some steel, some credits and global XP. Like you can get that kind of credit and global XP from playing a standard game, right? Like so, like that's where I'm like, this is stupid. Like if I wasn't doing really really well with it, I would be done. I just wouldn't play it, right? The anniversary Japanese crate, like there's nothing crazy you get out of those, right? Promotion orders are always nice, right? Day of premium is always nice, but it's one day, right? And battle boosters, right? So like I was like, the steel's always great. They're decent rewards, but are they worth being an average player? Like no. If I was not winning the vast majority of games I was playing, I would not get these, right? I would not try and play up through ranked, right? 5 credit boosters there, plus 250,000 credits. Like, it's all great. Like, they're all good rewards, but if I was at all struggling or getting frustrated with ranked, I wouldn't get it, right? And then I think rank 1, yeah, you get a universal commendation, right? And some steel, right? So nothing you can't get by other means, just playing the game, play what you enjoy, right? So like I said, if I didn't have a specific ship that I was like, I think I could do really well with this ship in this situation, right? And for what ranked is right now, I wouldn't do it, right? I wouldn't do it if I didn't know that I was going to be able to plow through the way that we did, right? So here's the build for the Bortas. So I went aiming system mod, right? When I first got this ship, I was like, oh, I should do secondary mod here, right? Like, no. And then, yeah, steering gears here just for the faster turn, and then concealment here. Don't do target acquisition. You get sonar, right? Like, Though the concealment. So this is where like his perk is at, right? Incoming damage from projectiles while secondary batteries aiming or shooting. So that's why having the longer range secondary is valuable there. Minus 10% damage, and that can go up to minus 12% damage from projectiles, right? And then I build into the AP shells. The range isn't great here, so I went with the this cruiser dude for cruiser main battery range, right? Because you don't get what is it? You don't get beyond range, right? So I picked Piercer here for more AP damage, right? And then I wouldn't pick the torpedo one there because you got sonar, right? And then punch through for even more AP damage, right? And then better shell grouping into dispersion for accuracy, right? This one here, if you know, it's just 7 kilometers. You got to be closer than 7 kilometers. Like, that's too circumstantial for me to like want, you know. But that's, you know, 10%. That's a big buff there, you know. Like, so yeah. And then I picked refill station, right, for the faster reload. I don't. Will to rebuild is tough to argue on a cruiser, right? So, but that is our ranked video for this time around. At least, you know, like I said, I don't always do ranked. In fact, it's pretty rare that I get into it the way I did this time around. So, thank you guys for watching the video. Please make sure you are following the channel. We do lots and lots of Warships Legends videos. So we'll see you next time.